Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday. We got to get closer here on Instagram.
It's
Happy Saturday.
Why don't we just take turns? You come in, I go out.
Let us know in the chat where you're tuning in from, what's going on in your neck of the woods. Do you have guests in house today? It is a snowy wonderland here in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah, the only way is if we would be really close.
Yeah, this is pretty close.
I do love you, but
this reminds me of those like 1990s
pictures?
family photos where you were like this.
Okay, well maybe I can go like this.
Okay, we are going to educate you today. Today's going to be great.
Yes, let's go. Hopefully people are busy working on their taxes, maybe?
Well, 1099s were due.
Yes.
Hi, Leah. They were due beginning of the week. So hopefully those are done.
It's -9 out. Ooh. That's cold. We thought it was cold here. The UK.
In the UK.
Nice. Where in the UK?
Hello on Instagram. We have Julie. We have Richard. We have, Calls Baker. What's up?
Hi, Calls Baker.
Jonathan, House of Young in Texas. Hello, everyone.
Yes, let us know. SoCal, book for the next few months in Kissimmee, Florida. Now, hey, howdy, hey. How does that look compared to your market? Are you underpriced being booked that far out? Or are you pacing with the market? Let us know more, please. And I like your handle, hey, howdy, hey. I like that. Mr. Rich Minds, what's going on with you? If you guys could, let us know in the chat what your goals are for this year. Sarah and I practice often sharing our making sure that we are verbalizing our goals, making sure that we're writing our goals down. We actually find that when we ask this question to a lot of hosts, they don't have a financial goal set. And we are, this a word that I use, shooketh, because we want to know why you're not setting goals for your property and for your revenue. Above pricing market, great. Market to Disney adults, that's a great avid. So you have your ideal client. I love that. Hey, howdy, hey. It looks like you actually even have, what's that guy's name there from?
Not Buzz Lightyear.
No, but it's from that.
Woody.
Yeah, it looks like that's your avatar there.
Yeah.
Okay, so no one is chiming in about their goals. That's why I'm concerned. So you're in the right spot today. Because we want to help you.
Financial goals. It's interesting too, because y'all, we invest so much in the property, in our realtor fees, in furnishing. I mean, and then you get to the photos, you get to opening up, and it's the investing, it just stops. And you've opened up a business, and it's going to take focusing on it. It's going to take really understanding how to price it, how to manage your calendar, and making sure that you yourself, the business owner, you have the education you need to operate your business to its fullest potential, which is why we're here today.
Yep. And you'll see in the chat, we have some of our team members here. We are hosting a boot camp, and it starts on Monday. And that's why we are here. We want to do some education today to let you guys know, please join us next week. We're going to show up every day next week to educate and make sure that we are staying towards our goals in 2026. And yes, Mr. Rich Minds, people are seeing slowdowns, and we want to get behind the why of that and make sure that we don't fall behind. Okay.
Absolutely.
Let's dig in.
Absolutely. So yeah, we're going to dig in. We got some slides prepared for you guys, but we are going to share with you our boot camp towards the end of the presentation today. We also have that QR code. So if you are watching on your TV at home, or you can take a picture of that QR code and learn more about the boot camp. It starts next week. It is all next week, Monday through Thursday. If getting a pricing system and finally feeling that sense of relief that you actually have a system to make sure that you are pricing your property appropriately so you can really build that true wealth that you wanted to build from the get-go, right? We're not just guessing. We're not just setting and forgetting it. That is our goal, and we can help you achieve that goal if you join us next week for the boot camp. But let's dive in, Annette.
Yep.
And what are we talking about today?
Jason's bragging about his sunny Caribbean
Jason.
there. What time is the boot camp, please? We will tell you right now. It starts at noon Eastern, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And we have a VIP that starts right after. You would attend the general session at noon Eastern, and then the VIP would start at 1 Eastern. Good news, though, for everybody. Even if you can make it live, we are recording everything so you can watch the replays. And I just want to share with everybody, if you're in our world at all, you know that I invest in myself heavily, and I work during the day, so I can't attend most of the trainings, and I watch those in the evenings and weekends, and they have been a game changer for me and my business. So don't count yourself out. If you can't make it live, we will give you the replays every day when they are available.
All right. So today we're going to chat with you about why guests don't trust your listing, even if it looks nice, right? We think, well, my property's beautiful, but earning the trust from a potential guest, it takes some strategy.
So here's what you think the problem is: that the Airbnb is just slow right now. Your market is saturated. The algorithm has changed. Or my place is nice, so why isn't it booking? You just are left wondering. So we wanted to introduce you to 3 common types of hosts, and we want to know if you see yourself in one of these hosts. Here is host Annie, and she knows that all of her guests are happy. She gets 5-star reviews again and again. So why mess with what's working for her? She rates herself just on reviews, not on profitability. She isn't tracking her performance closely or honestly at all. She has pricing software, but rarely touches it.
Ooh, if you have pricing software but rarely touch it, will you put a 1 in the comment section? I want to know.
And then she relies on her gut, memory, or past experience for running her business. And if she's being honest, she doesn't really think of the short-term rental as a business. It's more of a hobby or side hustle to her. And over time, she's leaving money on the table, not because she doesn't care deeply about her property, but because without tracking data or treating it like a business, her good intentions quietly cost her revenue and then profits. And I see you, Leah. We want to make sure that you are actively using your pricing software.
We can help with that next week if you want to join us at the boot camp. All right, so next up we have host Bob. Host Bob believes that his property is special and he prices it based on what it's worth. So we call him overconfident Bob, and he believes he's the exception to every rule. He refuses to use pricing tools because, well, his place is too unique to compare. He keeps his nightly rate high year-round, even when demand drops. He doesn't think he has comps because no one else has that view or those details. I'm using air quotes if you're on Instagram. He ignores data and he trusts his gut, believing the right guest will eventually pay top dollar, even if the calendar stays empty. All right, he's a bit stubborn, if you will. The consequence of that, occupancy stays low, but Bob blames the market. He misses booking windows because his pricing is just unrealistic. Revenue suffers even when demand is high. His ego blocks him from the clarity that comes with using data.
And then we have host Carla. She knows exactly what's working and why. She tracks her numbers. She has a plan, and she's building a business that gives her freedom both financially and with her time. And strategic host Carla, she is always making data-backed decisions. Her listings are built to get clicks and bookings, and her business runs with intention. And she knows what to adjust, when to adjust it, and why. So she's not leaving money on the table or panic pricing. We want to know, which host do you most identify with right now? Host A, Annie, host B, Bob, or host C, Carla? If you could drop that in the chat.
We love to see. So over on Instagram, we got Kathy, David, Gigi, the B&B dad, Lindy.
I like that.
Do you see any of yourselves in these hosts? Are
Ooh.
you host A, host B, or host C?
And Leah, we are excited to see you in boot camp for sure.
Yes, yes.
And the difference between these hosts, it is not effort. That's what actually is the most maddening, because they're all working really, really hard. It's strategy. All 3 hosts work hard. Only one understands how strategy connects to the booking journey. The uncomfortable truth: your listing isn't getting booked because guests don't trust it. Trust happens before they even book. And trust happens within seconds.
Yeah. You got to earn that click within seconds. So guest trust equals, this listing will match my expectations. When trust is high, clicks and bookings go up. But when trust is low, they're going to bounce off your listing onto someone else's faster than you can blink an eye.
The nice listing trap. We want to get into that with you here. Nice doesn't automatically equal trustworthy. Guests don't reward your effort. Guests reward clarity, consistency, and lastly, confidence. Trust starts with your photos. Professional photos are a non-negotiable. Listings with high quality photos receive 20% more bookings. We are still stunned in 2026 that we daily are finding listings that are shot with someone's phone.
Yeah, it's wild.
And photos are the first thing that guests noticed when booking. Absolutely. It's the very first thing that people see. And if your photos confuse potential guests, they assume the stay will too.
Yes. Oop. Sorry.
All good.
There you go.
And here's what low trust photos cause. When the photos don't build trust, those guests will just bounce within seconds. You're going to get fewer clicks on your listing, and that's missed bookings. That's missed revenue. Next, we want to talk about persuasive titles can get potential guests to click. Guests decide fast, and they spend an average of just 10 seconds deciding whether to explore a listing further. And the title, trust test. If your title is vague, guests feel nothing. There's no emotion, there's no click, then you have no chance. Your title must help them instantly answer, is this for me?
Your description is also a trust builder, right? So after we move to the photo, then we have the title, and now we're moving into that description section. And this is another area where we see a lot of hosts waste opportunity to get someone to continue to click. You all either have so many words so close together, saying nothing at all,
or reiterating what's already in the title and what the pictures are describing. Or the worst thing we see is essentially yelling at your guests with all caps before they even get a chance to think about your property.
Absolutely. Your description has one job, and it's to turn a click into confidence. Confidence equals a conversion, i.e. a booking, right? So above the fold in the description matters too. So, on a listing, on Airbnb and on other platforms too, you have an area where you can say a little something, and then they have this button here that says, I don't know if you can see me, it says show more. We want them to click show more. We want them to see what the bedroom layout is. Do the bedrooms have en-suites? Do they have TVs? What else can I learn about this listing? But if your above the fold section doesn't intrigue them to continue to click, they're going to bounce off to someone else's listing. So you have limited space above the listing. You got to use it wisely. Get people excited to learn more.
For everybody on right now, when is the last time you looked at your listing as a guest, or have just given it to a friend or family member to take a look at it? It's pretty much 9 times out of 10 when we take a look at someone's listing, they haven't looked at it in a really long time. There's errors. They are not using above the fold. So let us know, when is the last time that you've actually done an audit of your own listing from the guest perspective?
Okay, mobile is another place where trust gets decided. Here's a fun fact. Over 70% of Airbnb users browse on mobile. And I would bet that's a very close number to just travelers in general. They book their travel. It's wild to me, but it's true, on mobile. So that mobile gut check, right? Does your title get cut off? Is the photo as impactful on mobile as it is on your desktop, right? Are the first 2 lines of your description, are they compelling? Are they telling your potential guests to do something?
So the show more section, this is where confidence gets sealed with your potential guest. This section description, it must be easy to consume. That's the key. We want to help them visually. So you want to give them visual organization so they can skim and believe. You can see the example that we have right here. Just those check marks of those super top amenities that guests are looking for.
And it has a call to action there. Learn more below with an arrow. It's telling someone to do something. Believe it or not, that will trick a lot of guests' minds into staying on your listing and learning more. So don't hesitate from doing that. And you want to make sure that you're using your hospitality voice. Annette mentioned before that we've seen really great hosts and really great listings have all caps yelling at your guest about something they haven't even done yet. Okay, they're paying for the sins of past guests or what you've heard
so
or what you've heard on some Facebook group, right? And so you're trying to get ahead of the curve. That is not hospitality, all right?
And here's our hot tip, which Sarah just mentioned, is we want you to use a call to action, just like that host said, see more below. You want to tell guests what to do. Heart our property and save it to your wish list. Book now to secure your dates. tell them, give them that call to action, be a true marketer there. And I see Mr. Rich Minds, this is really great. Hopefully you're coming to our boot camp. Let us know, because you're saying, I heard in your comments earlier, one of your listings is slow. And if that's the one that you were looking at a month ago, that's where I want you to be tracking your data, your booking funnel from last month to this month, to see if we can get that one that's kind of lagging behind, get it back up to speed. So let us know if you're tracking your booking funnel. And if not, I want to make sure that you're in the boot camp.
Okay, so let's review. We introduced host A, B, and C at the beginning of this training. Let's see how they handle their photos, their titles, their listing description based on their personality types, okay? So here's how the blissfully unaware hobby host Annie approaches her listing elements, okay? She'll upload unedited iPhone photos just to get it listed, right? She spent so much time and money getting the home, getting it furnished. At this point, she's exhausted, so she just gets that stuff posted. She uses a vague, generic title like Cozy Getaway near downtown. She leaves the listing copy blank. Or maybe she's feeling frisky. She reuses the MLS or real estate blurbs about the property and just copies and pastes it into her description, okay? The results, though, from those efforts, that lackluster effort, is that she's missing bookings, and the listing doesn't earn trust or spark desire from potential guests.
And this is how overconfident Bob, host B, approaches his listing elements. He hires an amazing photographer, but he doesn't guide the shoot. He just lets the photographer go rogue. The titles are overthought or coded for his internal use. We see this all the time. People putting unit numbers. They're like this one, DT Flex Loft. It's probably downtown Flex Loft, but who would actually know that? And then writes long, rambling descriptions with no clear benefits to the guest. Kind of, we call that like, what's it called? Word in the blog, Sarah. We're word stuffing. You're just like word stuffing your description for guests, trying to think if you put more you put in there, the better. But the problem is the guests don't click because nothing really stands out. It's not curated.
All right. Then we have our strategic host, Carla. Okay. She approaches her listing elements a little differently. She leads with professional, lifestyle-driven photos tailored to her ideal guest. And if I know Carla, she's going to have this photographer out for the fall, the winter, the summer. She's going to get a lot of different photography to use for her listing. She writes a title that emphasizes key amenities and guest outcomes. And she uses structured, benefit-driven listing copy that answers real guest questions. That's actually a really good tip for AI as well. With AEO, with answer engine optimization and these models recommending hosts, which they're doing, the more you can answer question, like form your listing in the answer of a question, the better that's going to be for your listing and those results.
And the result is she's going to get more bookings, more referrals, and more freedom.
So here is the twist to all of this. Even if your listing looks great, even if your listing description is compelling, you could still struggle to book, because trust isn't only visual, it's also financial, right? Pricing is the constraint when your listing says premium, but your price says cheap. I was just doing this. I was shopping for a place to stay in Nashville, and I like a really nice, more luxurious stay. I want it clean. But some of these listings has beautiful photos in it, but the price was so low. I was like, I can't trust this host. There's no way a week in Nashville at this place is like $900. Get out of here. So I bounced. I went somewhere else. Or your listing says simple, but your price says luxury, right? There's just a disconnect there. That mismatch creates doubt, and doubt kills bookings.
All right. So pricing just is a trust signal, and it's not just a number. Guests use price to judge risk. Too low, what's wrong with it? Too high, not worth it. Misaligned, this won't match the photos. Pricing isn't just math, it is also positioning. So why most hosts stay stuck? They stay stuck because they don't know which listing element is holding them back. So they change random things, and they call that optimizing. But real optimization goes in this order. You need to track, adjust, test, and repeat. And this is ongoing for the life of your property. So our goal is to empower hosts to be more like host C. We want you to price intentionally, let the data, not emotion, lead your decisions, and follow a simple pricing plan so you don't feel overwhelmed by all of the moving parts. Again, the simple system is track, adjust, test, repeat. And that is why we are hosting our boot camp next week.
Woo!
Because if you do not have a strategic pricing plan and you want a strong booking funnel, and you want to get more bookings in 2026, please join us. It starts Monday, February 9th. Go to thanksforvisiting.com/bootcamp. We've got the link there and a QR code. And if you have any questions right now while we're on live, we would love to answer them for you. I know Leah is already signed up. And Leah, we're going live in our private Facebook group next. For those of you, not only are there 4 days of live trainings, we also have a Facebook group for everybody in the boot camp. Hosting is lonely, and it's a great place for you to build community, maybe meet some hosts in your own area so you can connect with them after boot camp. We have workbooks that are coming your way. We have it jam-packed, but the true long-term goal that we want is results for you in revenue. And that's what we want to get for you for 2026.
Revenue solves all things. So this bootcamp was really built for the more experienced host. You know a thing or 3 about pricing. You know a thing or 3 about your listing. But when things get tough, you're like, how do I fix it? Why am I not making as much money as I was last year? Or why does the next 3 months, why does it look bleak? What we're going to help you understand is where to look, exactly where to look, and exactly what to fix so you aren't experiencing that dip in revenue. Revenue cures all things. We want to make sure that you're making as much money in 2026 to help you with that wealth building goal that you've set for yourself with short-term rentals.
And if Leah, let us know what you're most excited about to learn in the boot camp. Is the boot camp for beginners? Absolutely. Here's the deal. Every host has something to learn in this boot camp. And if you are just starting out, absolutely, you need to be there. Most hosts leave pricing for after they're up and running. And this is when so many hosts leave the most money on the table, is when they first get started.
Yeah, I see the question over here too. Love more stays. Oh, I love that handle on Instagram. And they ask, what if you are in your first year of STR hosting? Yeah, here's the thing. This was built for people who have an open mind. They're not afraid of graphs. You're not afraid of strategy, and you're not afraid of talking about numbers. All right. So if you're new to hosting and you got into it because you love the property, you love the design, all that, yes, that's all great. But we see hosts lose money because they don't have that business aspect to it. They don't have a strategy for maximizing their revenue. So I invite you definitely to come. Sure Envy and Love More Stays. If you're ready to treat this like the business it is from your first year hosting, I think that's incredible. And I think you should treat yourself to coming next week and making 2026 the best year it could possibly be.
And for those of you that are experienced hosts, we want to share, we find on average that per booking, before hosts work with us and after, they're leaving an average of $75 to $200, $300 per booking on the table. Let's say you have 5 to 7 bookings per month. That could be $1,500 a month times the 12 months. You're at like $16,000 a year. 1 year goes by, 2 year goes by. That's like close to $50,000. And that's just on one property. And that's what we love about the boot camp. The skills that you learned are going to stack for every reservation, every month, every quarter, every year.
Yes.
So let's go.
The Red Door Barn on Instagram. Will the sessions be recorded if you cannot make them live? Yes. They will be recorded and available to you until February 23rd, giving you a couple weeks to watch them. The reason why we do that is because we also have that private Facebook group where you can get coaching from Annette, myself, and our team. We want to make sure that you take action and you're not leaving those replays for 3 months down the road, right? Our job is also to hold you accountable. So if you can't make every training live next week, commit to yourself anyway. Make that small investment. You can see on the screen right now, general admission is just $49, you guys. That's not even the cost of a reservation. That's like a fraction. And then for those of you who really take your pricing seriously, who really take your wealth building seriously, I want you to upgrade to VIP. All in, you're at $149 total. You can join us as VIP, and then you get access to live coaching sessions after each training.
With Sarah and myself, come hang out. We're going to be live coaching, looking at your listings. You can share your price labs with us. And you are right, Brittany Baker, our boot camp is going to be so good. Sarah and I are so pumped. We want to meet you. We want to see your listings. We want to look at your pricing. We want to change the game for you in 2026.
Yes. So don't just take our word for it. We've got some testimonials to share with you. These are screenshots we took from our last boot camp. Here is one from Mary. She said she held steady with her pricing and price labs for a long weekend in August, even though she was capping it and wanted to cancel price labs because I could not believe someone.
She did not say capping it, though. She spelled wrong.
What did she say?
Crapping it.
Oh, even though I was crapping it. Yes, because she could not believe someone would pay what they had. And we told her data doesn't. We hear that all the time too, that price up's got to be wrong. It's wild. It's crazy. You guys, data doesn't lie. All right. So she got her highest ever average daily rate at $451 per night. I guess this booking makes the 15% Airbnb fee more digestible. Thank you so much. That's Mary's story. We've got Jen. You want to share Jen's story, Annette?
Sure. This is Jen, and she's so happy she signed up for our boot camp because it was the first day that she could attend. She had to catch up on the others. So this is what everyone, if you can't make all of them, no big deal. She is actually an Airbnb ambassador and co-host, and she was curious how much info she would get out of it that she didn't already know. And her answer was so much more and then some. She wanted to thank us. You can always, you're going to meet with our team too. You'll see that here. Everyone on our team for putting this together, making it affordable for all. Here's what I want you guys to read here. We see this over and over again. So many hosts already think they know it all, but you don't know what you don't know. It's worth it to come attend, be in the room with other hosts. And like we said, in VIP, you are going to see behind the scenes of other hosts' price labs. I don't know about you, but being able to peel back the hood on how other people are pricing their properties, it speeds up my pace of learning whenever I can see behind the scenes on someone else's business.
I've got some questions on Instagram. We have Mirtha Almanzar. I went to the one last year. Would I benefit from going to this bootcamp? Yes, we are always updating the content. We are always making sure it's relevant to right now. And I don't know about you, but I'm always here for a little refresh, for a little accountability to actually focus on my pricing. So Mirtha, I would definitely come. And then Oct_Ricky, he wants to know, is the link in bio? Yes. Or you can just comment bootcamp if you're on Instagram, or if you're on YouTube over here, we get that QR code. It's also thanksforvisiting.com/bootcamp. All right, we've got one more testimonial for you, and this is a really good one.
Yes, and she gave us all of her data. So her Priced and Profitable Bootcamp was the best investment she's ever made in her short-term rental since starting in 2000. So 26 years of hosting. It made me really look hard at my listing, its numbers, including its cost, and demystified pricing so I could earn more money. So this was 6 months after joining our bootcamp, doing the work. Her listing is up against all metrics year over year. Her revenue increased 11%, occupancy up 1%, her ADR 18%. This also was impacted by the recent changes in the way Airbnb charges hosts. So this is positive for her. And her RevPAN 19%. And I just want to encourage everyone, if you're not familiar with what these acronyms are, what these stats even stand for, you need to be in the bootcamp.
Yes. So here's a sneak peek of what next week looks like if you're visual and you want to see what our week, and this is starting in 2 days. So today's Saturday. We're going to do this on Monday. We start showing up. They start at 12 noon Eastern for bootcamp training. And then if you're upgraded as a VIP, you'll go into a room with us for coaching at 1:00, VIP only. Replays will be available through February 23rd. You guys, this investment, it's incredible. It's only $49 for general admission, or all in at $149 if you're a VIP.
And before we wrap up, our Facebook group is open this week for boot campers this weekend. So Sarah and I are going to hop over there and go live and start looking at some people's listings, start helping them. So if you want to hang out with us this weekend and all the other hosts, you can join right now and see us over in Facebook for the weekend. And then Training 1 starts on Monday. Thank you. Hey, howdy, hey. It is worth every penny. We appreciate you guys. So again, thanksforvisiting.com/bootcamp. We cannot wait to see you.
Any last minute questions before we hop off? This has been so fun to hang out with you guys live. If you're on Instagram and you don't hang out with Annette and I on YouTube or our podcast, what are you even doing? It's so fun. And then, of course, if you have been listening to our podcast or watched us on YouTube and you wanted to hang out with us live or, quote unquote, in person, this bootcamp is the way to do that. Okay. We don't do this very many times throughout the year. So don't waste this opportunity. For just $49, you can actually put your wealth building strategy to work today.
Let's go. All right. We'll see everybody hopefully in the group here soon.
Thank you, Red Door Barn. Thank you, everyone, for showing up and for asking your questions. We hope to see all of you on Monday.